And now the House of Representatives Committee on Appropriations had an audience at the National Assembly for important MDAs to explain their budget projections and expectations for the 2024 year. This is said to be part of the ongoing budget defense exercise by the House Committee in Abuja to ensure that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration's efforts in actualizing its renewed hope agenda is achieved, and also to revamp the nation's economy as well as tackle the perennial insecurity in the country. Mavis Akor has more in this report.
Stakeholders present here are those the House of Representatives Committee on Appropriation had insisted that they all appear before it unfailingly. Chairman of the committee, Honorable Abubakar Bichi, before grilling of the heads of the MDAs present on day 2 of the ongoing exercise, said, "The renewed hope agenda would not be achieved unless the revenue-generating agencies increase their targeted revenue." He pleaded with the Comptroller General of Nigerian Customs Service, Adewale Adeniyi, to think of increasing the targeted 5 trillion naira.
27 trillion may look very big, but considered our, inflation, exchange rate, and all of that, we believe that we really have to look into it and to support Mr. President to actualize his 8-point agenda. No matter how Mr. President wants to actualize his agenda, he needs some funds, he needs some money, and the only way for him to get money is through all these GOEs, and to see how we can interact with them, how we can have more funding to support Mr. President to actualize his dreams.
The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, gave a rundown of the revenue projections and expectations of the government in the face of the micro and macro economic climate of the country as of today. He also threw more light on the issues around government borrowing plans and the constraints on the 2024 budget, amongst others.
We'll be looking to get more revenue from across the board of government business, which means the government-owned enterprises, the parastatals, as well as looking to private sector investment.
Members of the committee at this point proceeded to pose questions on the expected budget projections from the various MDAs and expectations on how they achieve it.
How do you find a balance so that Nigerians don't get overtaxed, one? Secondly, so that small businesses don't crumble in the process of beefing up taxation. And then, doesn't it also contradict the government's interest in foreign direct investment?
In their responses, the Executive Director of the Nigerian Telecommunication Commission says the Commission has perfected all avenues available to it to generate enough to meet the Commission's projection of 224 billion naira for 2024. Same for Customs, who also projected 6 trillion naira as its targets.
In terms of performance, as at end of November, or should I just say last week, Friday, we have done 2,959 billion 858 million naira. In terms of the percentage of the total that we are targeting for 2023, this amounts to about 81% of our projected revenue.
The Chief Executive Officer, Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, projected 5.663 trillion naira for the Commission. In another development, the Customs and Excise Committee called for the setting up of a tripartite committee comprising of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Ministry of Finance, and the Nigerian Customs Service to provide a coordinated platform on fiscal and monetary policies for the country.
Just last week, investors woke up only to discover that exchange rate has been raised from 784 naira to $1 to 951 per dollar without any notice. I received uncountable number of calls because people mistakenly thought it came from Nigeria Customs Service. To prevent such abrupt changes, as the chairman of this committee, I suggest implementation of the House of Representatives resolution of the 9th Assembly requiring a 90-day notice for policy changes.
The meeting is expected to discuss thoroughly issues and policies as it affects the customs service. Meanwhile, the committee continued with the budget defense. From the nation's capital, Mavis Ako, KAFTAN TV News.